Ah, Florida. Ah, Florida!
Deep in the heart of Pensacola there lives a man. A congressman.
Matt Gaetz. According to this meme, Matt Gaetz has had 7 DUIs, which is not true, okay? That's another piece of liberal propaganda. He's only gotten 1 DUI. And 17 speeding tickets.
You can't keep getting away with it!
It begs the question, how could someone with such a reckless disregard for the law become a lawmaker? Oh yeah. Matt Gaetz is also known for the little joke he played at the beginning of quarantine. It was so funny that 500,000 Americans died laughing. But last Tuesday, the joking stopped. The failing New York Times, formerly known as the New York Times, released an article accusing Matt Gaetz of sex trafficking. Here in Maryland, we just call it traffic. Sex trafficking is a serious crime. The hard-working people of Pensacola need to get back to their trailers in time to watch the new Family Guy episode.
It's a trailer park here in Miami, Florida.
And how can they do that with all of Matt Gaetz' sex traffic blocking the road? Uh-oh, the boss man just said if the allegations are true, Gaetz is gonna lose his committee seat. Wait, he's on the Judiciary Committee?
You can't keep getting away with it!
That would be like if you put me on the Dunking a Basketball Committee. Anyway, the allegations are out. The clock is ticking. What will Mr. Gaetz do to save his reputation? Step 1, deny. That's a good step. But the liberal media was not satisfied. They never are. Instead, they brought up the inconvenient truth that Matt Gaetz was the only congressman to vote against an anti-human trafficking bill last year. Whoops. Now, hitting up the local massage parlor with Robert Kraft and Deshaun Watson is one thing, but Gaetz was accused of something a whole lot worse. According to the New York Times, he is currently under investigation for having sex with a 17-year-old child and then paying for her to travel with him across state lines. Now, I don't know how many lawyers watch my videos.
He defecated through a sunroof.
But if you've been keeping track, the article accuses Gaetz of statutory rape, sex trafficking, and possibly also possession of child pornography, which are all illegal, even in Florida. And to think, Matt Gaetz could have gotten off scot-free if he had only used NordVPN. I'm just kidding, I'm not sponsored. You should have seen the look in your faces. No, but he probably should have used a VPN. So, what's the move now? Well, most politicians would hold a press conference right about now.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
But Matt Gaetz, being the galaxy brain that he is, decided to go on Tucker Carlson.
Why is
White supremacist organization.
And clear his name live on the air for all of America to see. And believe me, all of America was watching. Everyone watched in confusion as Matt Gaetz gave the most bizarre interview I have ever seen in my life. Warning, what you're about to witness is an uncensored career suicide. Also, trigger warning, Tucker Carlson.
Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it. So this is obviously a serious allegation. Tell us what the truth is from your perspective.
It is a horrible allegation, and it is a lie. The New York Times is running a story that I have traveled with a 17-year-old woman, and that is verifiably false.
Ah, there you go. Congressman Gaetz has clearly never traveled with a minor. They were in different cars.
What is happening is an extortion of me and my family involving a former Department of Justice official.
I'm sorry, what? So Matt says his dad was threatened with an extortion plot. Why didn't they just threaten him? Why'd they go to his dad? Does Matt Gaetz not have his own phone?
You gonna tell your folks about this?
I'm trying to tell my folks about it.
You are?
Yes, sir.
How do you think they're gonna react?
Oh, I know my mom's gonna take my computer and completely throw it away.
Who is Matt Gaetz' dad? Oh, he's a state senator. That's how Matt Gaetz was able to get away with all. Okay, it makes sense now.
Our family was so troubled by that, we went to the local FBI. And the FBI and the Department of Justice were so concerned about this attempted extortion of a member of Congress that they asked my dad to wear a wire.
I got a wire. Speak into the mic.
Which he did. with the former Department of Justice official.
Matt, you can't go on TV, recite the plot of a Scorsese movie, and expect everyone to think you're not a pedo. The way I see it, there are two possibilities, right? Either Matt Gaetz blew the cover on an ongoing FBI investigation, or he's lying.
I don't think it's a coincidence that tonight, somehow, the New York Times is leaking this information, smearing me, and ruining the investigation that would likely result in one of the former colleagues of the current DOJ being brought to justice for trying to extort me and my family.
It's all a conspiracy! The DOJ is working with the FBI, which is working with the NYT, which is working with the MLB, which is working with the 99, which is working with the JEWS's.
First of all, who is this Department of Justice former employee who's trying to extort the money from you, you said?
His name is David McGee. He was a top official in the leadership in the Northern District of Florida as a prosecutor. He currently works at the Beggs and Lane law firm.
Okay, so I'm feeling like this right now because Matt Gaetz just docked some random guy who hasn't worked with the DOJ in 15 years. He might as well have mentioned Saul Goodman.
They even claim to have specific connections inside the Biden White House. Now, I don't know if that's true. They were promising that Joe Biden would pardon me. Obviously, I don't need a pardon. I'm not seeking a pardon. I have not done anything improper or wrong.
Is this real? Is this the real interview? Does he think Biden's just sitting at home like, I really wanted to pardon that human pop vinyl right there. Oh, man.
And I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation.
Yes, we are now in an era of our politics where people don't want child predators in Congress.
I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like. You know the pain it can bring to your family, and you know how it just puts people on defense when you're accused of something so salacious.
Oh my God, the Mad Lad is actually doing it! He's pulling a Green Goblin on live TV!
You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you. You're
Well, to each his own.
Again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI.
He did it again. He did it again. He did it again. Hey, Matt, why are you a child predator? Why are you a child predator, Tucker? What?
Providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime.
Again, he says very carefully that he has not traveled with a 17-year-old. He's not even trying to deny any of the other parts of the allegations. So make of that what you will.
How long has this investigation been going on? Do you know?
I don't know.
Here, let me answer that for you, Matt. It was started last year by Donald Trump's Department of Justice. Do you know how bad you have to be for Donald Trump to open an investigation into you? This Donald Trump?
Talking about a minor and that there were pictures of me with child prostitutes. That's obviously false. There will be no such pictures because no such thing happened.
Jesse, what the hell are you talking about?
Okay, child prostitutes, nobody brought that up until this interview, so add that to the list, I guess. Whatever, it's probably legal in Pensacola.
And I don't, again, for the fifth time, I don't really understand this story very well. What happens tomorrow?
Well, what was supposed to happen was the transfer of this money that would have implicated the former colleague of these current DOJ officials. But that's obviously not going to happen tomorrow because the New York Times story was leaked in order to quell that investigative effort.
Okay, Matt, rule number 1 of a sting operation. Don't talk about the sting operation on national television!
Those tapes will show that I am innocent and that the whole concept of sex charges against me was really just a way to try to bleed my family out of money and probably smear my name because I am a well-known, outspoken conservative And I guess that's out of style in a lot of parts of the country right now.
I see you consulted with Marjorie Taylor Greene Esquire before coming on this show.
Matt Gaetz, I appreciate your coming on tonight.
Thanks for giving me the chance to tell the truth, Tucker. I appreciate it.
It's a more interesting and complicated story than I knew from reading about it. Thank you very much.
Well, another happy landing. Needless to say, that interview sparked a lot of interest into the Gaetz case, or Gaetzgate as people have been calling it. Within a couple seconds of that airing, the hashtag Matt Gaetz is going to prison was trending on Twitter. But it's okay, the PR guy has this under and he's gone. Better call Saul! It is now April 4th, 2021 at 5:43 p.m. Eastern Time, and more details are coming out about this every single minute, including something about an Iran hostage. I'll link the New York Times article down below. Is this story hilarious? Yes, or else I wouldn't have made a video on it. But don't let that distract you from the fact that real women were shipped across state lines for the sole purpose of having sex with this man. This Congressman. America. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. And if you don't, well, I'll just go back to making Minecraft drama videos. More money for me. There are 8 Breaking Bad references in this video. Can you find them all?